Find out on this WeeklyVee. If you do not love losing, you lost.
What advice do you have for people when it comes to starting, and especially if they're met with negativity that they're told, no, this is something that you can't do?
Learn to love to lose. Like, that's the whole punchline of everything I believe in. I love losing. Here's why. If I went at 16 to start a charity to raise $40,000 and I didn't, they were right. And I appreciate the experience of that loss. I adore losing because it's fair. You actually talked big game and you were wrong. You were naive and young and you deserve that loss.
I love how you smile talking about losing.
I'm sure if we look back at all my content, like I'm not excited about winning. Like, it's why I even jumped in and said, no, I don't relate with that. Right? I relate with losing. I like underdogs. I can watch a sporting event that I have no vested interest in, come in, start rooting for the underdog, and then as the underdog's winning and it looks like they're going to win, reverse back to rooting for the favorite. Like, I'm always rooting for whoever's in the worst spot. Here's my thing. If anybody has won that comes from your circumstance, you then have to acknowledge that it's possible. People deploy things like luck. Of course, look, you were adopted. Like, I was born in the Soviet Union and was able to immigrate to America during this one small window where out of hundreds of millions of people, 300,000 were able to leave during that era. Of course, but everything's of course. Like, when people are like, you're lucky, I'm like, you're lucky you're born. 400 trillion to 1 for you to be human. Like, where do you want to start this luck game? Like, my big thing is that the internet has created a world that far exceeds the opportunities that we've ever seen. My big thing is, do you want to dwell and excuse your way through life, or do you want to become accountable and optimistic your way through life? To me, accountability and optimism is just far more interesting and more challenging and more worthwhile and less regretful when you're 90 than blame and excuses and complaining and crying about it. Ultimately, because nobody's listening to you cry. You think they are. You know, maybe your mom, maybe some other losing, crying player, but like, and by the way, and I hope everybody hears me very clear, that doesn't dismiss the fact that white males in America that are born into high net worth organizations, families don't have a financial advantage. I would argue that from what I've observed, a lot of those people end up losing because they started with the advantage, and that is what made them soft or insecure, which led to their losing, even though they may have some more stuff. People are like, when I talk about this, people are like, yeah, well, look at their stuff or look how they live. I'm like, but they're not happy. Like, do you want a Mercedes and you're deeply unhappy and doing cocaine to escape your problems? Or do you want a Honda and be pumped? And a lot of people answer Mercedes and unhappy because they're fucking stupid. Because they don't have that right now and they think. But like, think about how many times in life you said, if I only, and then when you get there, it's not as delicious as you thought.
All right, so this morning, G, you're at this time that G just got done with his podcast, and then the rest of the day was just a lot of client stuff that we weren't able to film. So what I'm actually gonna do right now is kind of walk you through his day on Instagram, what he posted and kind of why it was posted. So we typically do like 2 videos, one in the morning, one at night, and then 2 images in between. If you guys notice, we consistently probably post like 4 times a day. The Monday morning video, we always try to make it like a very strong piece of content. And the one that we posted this Monday hit 1.3 million. We kind of knew it would hit over a million, just because we have some sort of testing that we do with all content before we put it on his page, so he can feel confident about when we have a good video, why we're posting it. The next thing that he posted was a Twitter-style image. Again, this was also tested on another platform. We probably test like 5 to 10 images a day, and then pick the top 2 and put those on Instagram. So this is the one that he picked. It's a simple Twitter-style BSC. You guys have seen a lot of those, and we're seeing good performance out of them. So we're continuing to kind of try to ride that wave. And then this one was kind of interesting. So in the afternoon, he posted a throwback picture of himself. So he's definitely still involved in like what content we're posting. It's not just us completely feeding him everything. He'll go rogue, he'll post his own stuff. And this one he's actually razzing on D-Rock, which is always something that he likes to do, always performs pretty well. So if you guys remember this one, he did that all himself, found it, shot it, posted it. He's still very involved. And then later that night, he's gonna roll to the national title game, takes a picture with AJ, and we're gonna run that footage right now, so hope you enjoy. That's a bit of the process, and on to the championship game.
You heard that? I did. Good stage.
Let's go, bro.
It's good. You just signed up for a dark night, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Solid, dude.
He's the dude.
Gary.
Great to see you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Any predictions, AJ?
Leo, tell me what
I'm gonna keep it neutral.
Pain.
Holy shit.
What's up, weekly vlog, WeeklyVee, whatever the fuck we're calling it. It's Tuesday, 12:02. The reason I'm grumpy is I was in the national championship game last night, then went out and did some work with AJ for Vayner Sports. Got home to the hotel at 3. Was supposed to have a 5:20 a.m. alarm set. I swore I set it. I'm pretty consistent. I've been doing this for over a decade, but somehow it didn't happen. Hotel rings. It's 6:05. My flight's done boarding at 6:45. I'm in the bed at 6:05. The airport is 27 minutes away. So I start, obviously rush the fuck out of the hotel, get to the car, drive. There's a fucking accident, which like kind of killed any of my prayers of like him driving 100 miles an hour, which I didn't necessarily recommend, but somehow, big shout out to Clear. If you don't have Clear in the airport, that fucking thing saved me today because there was no other flights, there was no other connecting. Like, I'd be in New Orleans right now with my whole day fucked. Got on the field after LSU won last night. That was ridiculous. There's some content. I'm sure you probably just saw it. I don't know how they montage this shit now that we do WeeklyVee, but that was yesterday. Unless I'll let you guys figure that out. Now in a meeting with Jim, Zane, May, Andy, talking about segmentation within community, the texting platform. Have a bunch of meetings today. Internal shit, e-commerce capabilities, staffing issues, CEO life.
I cut up my one bit, but no, I got plenty moon. I bought with my own bull like I'm Derry Rules. I hope you know behind the clue, dude. The baby a freak.
What's good, bro? I'm about to do a carousel post on my Instagram with the guys that we've signed so far, so I'm gonna screenshot us talking on FaceTime.
All right, cool, man.
So look pretty, bro. Look pretty, bro. You better look pretty, bro.
Come on, man. I gotta look pretty in Florida. You know I do.
I know, man. Hey, listen. I'm so excited to announce, man. I'm gonna text these photos to you too if you want to post on your gram. Hit me up when you need me, okay?
Got you. Appreciate you.
Got you, bro. Bye bye.
Sure.
Juwan Johnson.
Who is that here?
That's Juwan Johnson. We just announced him. Former Penn State receiver, transferred to Oregon. He got the game-winning first down in the Rose Bowl this year. We just announced him. Really good wide receiving prospect. Good get for Vayner Sports. Even better, he's such a great kid, and 2 great programs like Penn State and Oregon. All the kids in the locker room know this is a real guy. So like who he chose to like go professional with is a really big look for AJ, and it's a big get for AJ. This is AJ's first year as certified. A fun fact that I don't know a lot of people who follow me don't realize is that AJ was more in the position as me the last 2.5, 3 years of Vayner, just being the executive, the CEO, like running it. But this last year, he decided to get certified because a lot of the kids wanted to go with him, and no negativity to the agents we have on our squad. They just were more connected to AJ and then would go other places because they felt a little more connected to the agent than the agent that we had, and so we just thought there was an arbitrage there, so AJ became certified.
Are we all in? Ready? No. 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Cool. We do the 5. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Send some cards for the holiday cards to Jen Morgan and Alicia Tillman.
Okay.
If it's easier to stop at your desk.
That's fine. I can do it right here. Thank you. There was a photo for the agency of the year. Best places to work, or I don't know what it was, but yeah, we're winning a lot of awards here at Vayner. So. Which one, D-Rock? Which one? Me and what? What about this? Arica? Is it funny? Oh, it's viral. Oh, it's viral, guys.
Actually, a quick question for DailyVee.
Yes.
Or WeeklyVee.
Yes.
What do you mean when you say big?
Oh, WeeklyVee, real quick, because I know we're now doing a whole new thing. I'm sure Caleb's here going to use like some quick little, clips from this. This is my best friend Brandon, who runs Wine Library. Yes, he makes an appearance in the vlog. That makes me happy. You made an appearance in the sports card episode too, by the way. This is as good as it gets. It's fucking Wednesday. We sold 100 cases of cab.
Yes.
We're at a baseball card show.
Yes.
By the way, WeeklyVee, if you're not signed up for Wine Text, like Caleb, I want you to post-produce, cover my face here, winetext.com. Now, just like I was saying to Caleb, maybe use that clip. Being signed up for it does not do me any favors. It costs us 2 cents or something to send a text. But if you buy wine on the internet, and you consume my content, which is free, and you like me in any shape or form, it is massively important to me that you sign up for Wine Text. It is literally the single best way to buy wine. What were you asking for the WeeklyVee?
Big nose. When you say there's a big nose on this.
Aromatically. Has a massive nose. Okay. You can smell stuff. Here, smell this. You can smell, and so what you're just smelling one wine right now. But if we had 50 wines here and you smell them all, some have huge aromatics, some don't. No different than a deodorant. Think of deodorant. If you went to the store right now and you know some deodorants you just open and it's super aromatic, you can smell a lot, and some just seem kind of chill, especially the new fucking super healthy shit. That's what I mean.
It punches you in the face versus not.
Perfume. Some is subtle, some is over the top.
Gotcha.
Big nose. Is the CMO on a call right now with Andrea?
Yes.
Okay, I need to be on that. So everybody needs to wait. What was your plan that wasn't going to be that?
My plan was this was going to take 10 minutes and you're going to go down.
No. I mean, she's already on the call.
I get it.
Okay.
Okay, amazing.
Thank you.
Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Real quick, just one thing I noticed, you went from, I have no idea what the meeting was before, but it was something obviously completely different, and then you just very quickly went into that phone call, into a total mode of like sales, but in I don't know, it's just interesting, and I think people watching are probably curious how you go from that switch so fast.
Yeah, I think I'm very good at putting things in compartments, and I'm very quick. I have a lot of things in my head, and I'm able to transition into the context and tone and tenor. And you're right. And I think what we should challenge ourselves to do, I would have Andrea or Nick or Marcus watch that video right now, and I think you should beep out 37 things. But I think we should show people that, because I don't think people understand there's that version of me too. And I think that could bring you guys a lot of value. And I think, we need to challenge ourselves with WeeklyVee to be this new great thing. And I think one of the ways to do it is to show you more, but it's going to require me to beep 27 or 40 words just now, so you don't know who that was or their names or things of that nature, but you can see what I'm about. The reason I reached out, and thank you so much for being so responsive, is Andre and I always kind of like, as you can imagine, you've been around the block. Anytime you have nice conversations or good vibes or value somebody, it's always circling in our world as a client service provider of like, is there ever a time to have a conversation with that potential client again? And I think what's helped us build something meaningful is I think we're less pants on fire. We try to reach out if we ever reach out, because we surely know that they'll reach out if they've thinking about us, if we have something to offer. And I think we've had a really big breakthrough at VaynerMedia. We have Super Bowl spots, so our AOR creative work is exploding. Our media business is getting close to $1 billion in spend. But 2019 was a year where we realized a ton of people wanted to work with us, but the politics of, first of all, we are a shop that does media and creative under one roof, which, as you know, as a pro, already is an interesting dynamic, because usually that means two agencies in the sandbox are being, it touches their worlds. And then number two, and kind of what I think hurt us a little bit with her, we're doing ad hoc, proposals, going back to ad hoc proposal. There's like a $1, a $5, and a $10 million fee sphere that ends up, maybe causing sticker shock or things of this nature. And then that's one micro example. There was 150 examples of ad hoc scope work that just didn't work. So we created, we went into CES this week and literally created more new business booked revenue in the first week of the year than we did all of last year. And wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And here's how. We've made it very clear to people that our creative strategy product is a person team that starts at fee, and that can be creative and social AOR, or that can be your AOR. And then why I'm really calling you, because I'm not necessarily intuitively feeling that's the world we're talking about. We created 7 consulting products, what we call side dishes, that are like products that we deem internally as steal our brains and build it internally, or give it to the agencies you work with, and that our thinking is so progressive and so right that in itself has karma points or becomes lead gen in the future. And I have always felt like great vibes towards you, and recognized without us really talking that, just by the actions, like, okay, it doesn't fit just this yet, but I'm unbelievably excited about some of the consulting products we've created, and I can see, based on your business from afar and just being crafty, that 2 or 3 might be valuable. And I wanted you to be educated about them. So that's really the context.
Okay, so that phone call, I happen to be on the other end of the call with the client, and all I can say is that Gary is such a master at being on the move and getting right to the point and understanding where a client is immediately. And then the other great thing is that he hands it off to the rest of us to kind of bring it home, if you will. So he sets things up, he engages with people in very real ways. You can tell that he's a human being first. There are no CEOs that can run at the pace that he does, but to connect as a real human being. And that's why I love working with him. That's why all of us love working with him. And that's frankly why our clients love working with him too. I think the other thing is that he's just the master of all marketing. He talked about the way that we're starting to productize a lot of the things that we're doing in the consulting world. And that's because of his background. He loves to, as he says, put things in containers. We even have a menu now that's, that sort of celebrates a New Jersey style approach to consulting. Who has that? But yeah, it's really great to be alongside him and innovating every day and learning from him in all kinds of ways.
You know what I mean? I like things that come easy. I actually do. It's a very, back to like, this is why I think I talk so much about strengths. I like the things that come easy to me. For most people, they're not a robot and can work 22 hours in a day like I did yesterday. And by the way, I think everyone should sleep 7, 8, and 9 hours. Yesterday, serendipitously, because I went to the national championship game, and then you gotta go with the fucking champion LSU players to the club. If you're in the sports representation business, you're fucking in this business. And then my alarm didn't go off, and like fucking all sorts of shit happened today. Punchline is, most people can't do that. I have natural energy. So I'm leaning into my natural energy. Some people are pretty. Dustin, like I don't know how that being a pretty life is, but you know the advantages of that.
Talking about. Hey guys, I'm Dustin, the one that Gary was talking to during the podcast. Gary likes to really involve whoever's with him, pretty much recording into his content a lot of the times. But I'm also trying to coordinate a podcast, which is live, and I'm in my own little zone, and when he catches me off guard, so this time it was really caught me off guard because I thought he was looking at me to say something serious, and then he said some weird joke about my looks. Yeah.
No, but really, I really think in wrapping this up, there's no way, look, I believe that people are listening who are gonna be like, I'm gonna do that too. I do not believe that everyone was given the same group of talents. I do think that we should all challenge ourselves to be self-aware and try to figure out the talents. And then if we're lucky that those talents match something we're interested in doing, we have to go pot committed to that. What's today? It was Tuesday. What up, vlog? 7:17 in the morning. The moon's out like what? And I'm on my way. Big fucking Wednesday. Big fucking Wednesday. You're asking me what I'm doing right now? I'm sitting on the line waiting for a very senior executive from a potential client. I have to give them some sensitive information. So I usually like to deliver that myself in verbal form, not in written form. Context gets lost on email and text. So to me, face-to-face is number one, voice is number two. When I have to give a contextual piece of information that could either be very exciting or potentially negative. I think people underestimate the 7-minute call in a 2020 environment and use technology to disguise themselves from a conversation they don't actually want to have, which sometimes compounds a double negative because the context of the bad news is lost in the text. Yeah.
You want to look at 2 split screens?
I'm on. I gotta be in the zone. Thank you, though. I also don't like how the split screens are doing, performing-wise. I think we gotta test them. I love what Instagram's doing now. Every video, for the most part, for like a year or two, stayed in a pocket. Whereas right now, back-to-back videos could be like 1.2 million, and the next one could be 200,000. It makes me feel like they're doing a better job. You know, like I don't like when everything's in the same pocket. That just feels like like I would love the algorithms to get wildly tight. Give me 4 million when I deserve it, give me 40,000 when I don't. Doing the right thing is always the right thing.
Yeah, but I learned, like I said, obviously, you know, for me it was a little different.
You're doing strategic spec work. I do it all the time. I get paid $200,000 to give a speech. If somebody calls me right now and says, can you speak in Alabama, let alone the Javits Center, and I like the audience and I think it's worth it, I do it every day.
Yeah, of course.
People are too literal. Everyone's transactional. What you're doing, what I'm doing, maybe we have the advantages of coming from very low places and, you know, don't value our theoretical time or energy like other people. I don't know what it is, but it's very clear to me that the biggest things are people that are thinking we're playing chess. Everybody else is playing checkers. So we had a holiday party, he helped us produce it, we bartered. I was gonna jam with him at the party, but I got caught up with something, and so I just needed to deliver on what I said, which is if you do this for us and produce this 10-year holiday party, I'll spend some time and like really jam with you, and that's what we did. I gotta go fast, T-Rock.
And not smile. Two hands up.
Hello, it's Gary, how are you?
So, there's this guy, dude with sign, you know, posting little like homeless sign kind of photos. on his Instagram, you know, going pretty viral and stuff. And like one of the things that we like to do here on the team is, you know, find these trending moments, identify them, and find ways that we can, you know, give our fresh take on it. So as you can see here, we kind of had Gary doing, you know, his whole spiel, holding up the sign, and this post like dramatically just like destroyed and crushed it on Instagram. Our best performing post of all time, 750K likes. Before that, I think the max likes was like 370K or something like that, like a Nipsey photo or something like that. And this just like destroyed it. As you can see, I'm like over here, you know, working super hard on coming up with like quote images for you guys, and you know, nothing I'm gonna do is ever gonna beat that, so you know, I'm kind of defeated a little bit, but it's all good. But yeah, it was a great post. We had a blast doing it. If you guys got any more ideas of things like that we should do, please let us know, drop it in the comments, and yeah, that's about it.
So I'm here with my homies Caleb, D-Rock, Jason behind the camera, Lou, aka Frank. We're waiting on Gary right now to get out of a meeting. We're gonna film, or we're gonna take basically 3 pieces of content, 3 pieces of stills, and an intro for this in hopefully under 90 seconds.
Ideally a TikTok clip too.
Ideally 4.
Yeah.
We're gonna squeeze it in because Gary's leaving after this and he's not coming back today. He's flying to Vegas. So we're gonna try to squeeze it in. We'll see what happens.
You look good on camera.
I know.
You
rip it.
Yeah. What?
Find out on this WeeklyVee. Cool. See ya.
What's that?
Okay, I'll check. Yo.
Holy shit, somehow we just acquired like 2, 3, maybe 4 pieces of content in the matter of like 30 seconds, real quick before Gary had to run to another meeting. David Rock fucking crushed it. Jason crushed it. John crushed it. Lou crushed it. We'll see if I crushed it.
So today's Friday. I'm in Vegas about to give a speech to the hearing aid industry, believe it or not. And we're about to launch the first WeeklyVee, which was last week's, which I'm excited about. We recorded yesterday's first show called Interrupted by Garyvee, which I'm excited. And I'm sorry, I'm listening to this guy who's reinforcing. Vlog, I've been really enjoying this process. Are you editing this one?
I am.
Awesome.
There's information
So there's been some good content this week. Yesterday, I should have done a selfie video on the plane.
Yesterday we had a little bit with the duct tape.
Yeah, the duct tape. And you got a little bit from some of the meetings, right? Let's see if I have any.
Tuesday was full, so.
Anyway, that's what we got, Vlog. We're really hacking at this. We're really passionate to bring you value. And hopefully we will continue to do that.
We're offering that as well.
3-4 minutes away from the talk, what I do in talks is really think about who the audience is and I reverse engineer it. I have a huge advantage because I've grown up in retail. I've worked in, SMB, small business, kind of entrepreneur land. I've worked for the last 10 years with, Fortune 500 companies. I've worked in Silicon Valley, global. I read comments. So one of the things that really works for me is I talk about the state of the union of the world, and then I filter it through the context. And so that excites me. Thanks, brother. Thank you. My friends, LinkedIn, right this second, as we sit here today, I am a day trader of attention. I like Vine when Vine's big. I like Snapchat when Snapchat's big. I like TikTok when TikTok's big. I didn't talk about LinkedIn at all. Now I talk about it every day. All I do is look where there's an arbitrage. Right this second, LinkedIn, the platform that you think is just your business profile, has become a content platform, and it is acting like Facebook did in 2011. There's a stunning amount of people on it. If you've been to your LinkedIn recently, and if you haven't, please do, the content is no longer just business, it is absolutely everything. People's opinions, what they're eating, exercise tips, wine. It has become Facebook. The organic reach, meaning you don't even have a LinkedIn account. You start an account for your retail store, forget about you, for your store. And you start posting content, and people will see it without you paying for them to see it, because it's just supply and demand. The attention on the platform is greater than the content that people are making. The biggest mistake that people make when it comes to marketing is they decide a platform is not for them. You decide your customer's not on there. You decide that TikTok is not for you right now because that's for 12 to 15-year-old girls and you're targeting 65-year-old males, let's just say. What you don't understand is how communication and marketing actually works, which is if you're thoughtful enough about the content you make and you make a sweet little funny video of a 15-year-old and a grandpa interacting, it can bring awareness for you. The lack of creativity or thoughtfulness or understanding of human behavior has led so many to not innovate or execute. The costs are remarkably low. LinkedIn scares me how inexpensive it is, but are you the kind of organization that is willing to make 7 pieces of content for LinkedIn a day? Half this room doesn't make 7 pieces of content for social media a year. They take whatever this organization sends them and they just post it and think something's gonna happen. My friends, I don't know what you're thinking, but no matter how remarkable this 3-generation family business is that makes the best products, if you are not paying attention to what technology is doing to your industry, you're putting your head in the sand and you're gonna let a tidal wave run you over, period. The world is not going backwards. Technology and innovation doesn't care about how you want it to be. You must become a practitioner in communications, because what the internet is doing, my friends, it is commoditizing everything but the ability to communicate. Don't get it twisted. It's happened, and how you want it to be isn't gonna change that. Thank you. For 2. What's good, bro? You can?
How'd Combo Read go yesterday?
We didn't get anywhere.
You're the fucking best.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank you, bro.
Love you.
Thank you, bro. Might be in the mood for some rants. Listen, when I talk about kindness being the foundation of business success, a lot of people in the comment section, DMs, hit me up with the concept of, Gary, you're wrong, I'm so kind, and people walk all over me. This is a shout out, this is a call of action, this is a question to the humans that say, you're wrong, I always get walked all over. I want to ask you a simple question. When you perceive that you're giving, is that you giving something with the expectation that something happens? Like, are you like grabbing Tyler's coffee every day, but really what you want him to do is promote you, and when he doesn't, you're like, oh, Tyler didn't ask you to get that coffee on the way. Were you doing something kind because you expected something in return? That, in the English language, is called manipulation. Kindness, giving, is giving and being kind with 0, double 0 expectations in return.
Can I share a quick thought with you?
You can,
I don't know if it's
Hi.
an original thought.
Hi, Tanya.
Nice to meet you.
That's all right. It's an original thought because it comes from your filter.
As long as it hadn't been said by someone else, yeah.
Yeah, but the angle it comes from, I actually think all thoughts are original for that nature. So
All right.
nonetheless, go ahead.
Knowledge is learned, but wisdom is earned.
Yeah,
And that's something.
Punchline being experience fucking matters.
Exactly.
Like, I was a raw, you know, it's funny, I was just FaceTiming a football player. My brother and I have a sports representation business. when I was 22, and you heard my story on stage right now, I was a whiz kid. It's real.
Yeah.
I had it. I was an entrepreneurial talent. The 44-year-old version of me right now shits on that kid, and I thought that kid was unstoppable.
Right.
So yes, experience matters. However, raw talent is raw talent. Me at 22 destroys tons of 44-year-olds who have plenty of experience. They just don't have as much talent as I did.
And they don't put it into action.
Which is part of the talent execution of business.
When you thank a soldier for service,
yes,
it's your knowledge that what they're doing is dangerous,
yes,
that they didn't have to do it.
Yes.
But you never walked in those boots. So that's the wisdom.
Of course.
They have the wisdom and you have the knowledge that it's dangerous.
Of course.
But they have the wisdom that what it really
like
means.
for example, when I thank someone, that's more gratitude of the acknowledgement of what that's enabling me to do.
Right. That's
In the
what
same,
we appreciate.
that's right. Which is the same way I think about my talents have enabled thousands, hundreds of thousands of people of a shift of mindset, tens of thousands of people in economic earnings. Like, you know, we all play our parts.
Yeah.
You know, everyone plays their parts in society. So,
Rod Stewart said, "Hey, I wish I knew what I know now when I was younger." Right?
Everybody wishes that.
But hey,
Michael,
you think that'll catch on? Knowledge is learned and wisdom is earned. It kind of.
I'll be honest with you. I'm unemotional about how the variations of sentences or sayings are caught on.
Remember it.
You know, to me, I'm more worried about people living it.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to get them to think about it first.
Well, you've inspired me
100,000%.
today because I do a lot of our social media and I've been trying to move our company into that world, and everything you said today, I was like,
see.
So
keep going.
Thank
Take
you
care.
very much.
Stay well. Going to a meeting with a potential client, one of the big hotel groups here in Vegas. And I'm excited that WeeklyVee is showing more parts of that dynamic. Going from a dynamic meeting around esports and the Minnesota Rocker team and hang out with some of the players in the esports landscape to boom, get in a cab, get over to a top executive to see if there's some business for VaynerX. That's the Gallery Media Group, Pure Wow 1:37 p.m. or VaynerMedia or the Sasha Group or Tracer, like living that VaynerX life. Yo, so I don't know if you guys remember Airport Gary, but he's back on WeeklyVee. We're wrapping up today's episode. Just had a great meeting with a bunch of senior executives at a very large hotel group here at the airport in Vegas. Nice sunshine in the background. Jason and I did it. We had a nice little trip. No D-Rock, no Caleb, it's Jason and I. And just a good week. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. A lot going on. I also threw this banana. What's good, bro? Just threw this banana on the ground. You see that banana? I tried to throw it from where I was before into there, but it missed. So, leaving bananas in the fucking street.
It's rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yep, all right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah! I'm so pumped. I love winning.
What? The first line of the book is, I started thinking about my hands. That was my first mistake. Boom, you're in, man.
Like
you're
that.
in. You're
like
fucking
that.
in.
I'm in. I'm in. You said boom, you're in a little too fast. If you waited a 100th of a beat, I would have been more in.
Have about it that you're not just going bragging to the world.
There's no clip. Really.
Look at all the good I'm doing.
Put on the lights. Is that what she asked?
Yeah.
Remarkable.
That was so cool. Alex, do you know what just happened? Yeah. I just asked them to turn on the lights without knowing you did. Oh. Yeah, this is Wednesday.
Why was there a new app like you created for X?
I'm sorry?
Why was there a new app like you created for X?
You hearing this jam? That Britney Spears shit, baby. Britney's always back, motherfucker.
Do the 5.
By the way, real quick.
I did a 4.
By the way, real quick. If you didn't know what that reference was, you're fired. If you don't follow me on TikTok, fuck you. Eitan, Jared and I are here. I don't know why the fuck you're not. Tell him something, Jared.
What's up, brother? I'll hit you soon.
So this 1,000 just came for, just sat down and played War, which is a highly skilled game in the casino, if you don't know. Walking from my talk, won a quick 700. It was when I felt it and put 500 when I got down. After I got up and down, I got an ace. That was it. Tyler got hyped.
Yeah, I got a little excited for a second.
There's been, I mean, Jake Levy just got up. He was molasses. You know, people get faster.
Yo, you good? Wake up, man.
Oh shit. What's what?
I did not say if you are 67-year-old Rick in here and you're listening and you're like, okay, I'm gonna let my niece do that for us. I did not say that, Rick.
Gary?
Yes?
My name's Rick.
Where are you, Rick? I've been talking to you the whole time, brother. I knew you were here, Rick. I've been looking at you for a fucking decade, Rick. Jason, where are you? Jason, get up, go to Rick. We've been talking about him for 10 years. People that follow my content, I legitimately use Rick and Sally. Please, Jason, faster. Rick has a question. I mean, you're 25 years old, Jason.